Now, formatting styles is the most important part of InDesign because that's mainly why people use InDesign is because they're going to be creating styles and making things workflow faster and more consistent. So I'm really focused. Like if you could notice, the first part was 20 points. Setting up your document is very important because if it's not set up properly, it will be very hard to work with. But the more important than that is knowing how to format styles because that's why people use InDesign, like I said. And then I had some extra elements for 15 points. So anyway, let me go over formatting styles pretty thoroughly for you guys just to make sure everything's clear. I think we went over paragraph styles 2 weeks ago or so. But yes, all paragraphs must be assigned to one of the styles. I want to show you what I'm talking about when I say that. So I'm going to open up my example with my trifold. Let me pull up InDesign here. And this is what I was using as my example for last week, just showing you guys how to make object styles, which I had applied to these text boxes, text frames. So yeah, if you see here, that is applied to my text frame game. Okay. I don't know if that's the best title for it, but it works for me. I know what it is. Okay, but now back to paragraph styles. So what I want to do is when I open your file and I go and I grab my type tool and I select some text, I need to see in the paragraph style dialog that there's a custom paragraph style with a custom name, so a descriptive name. It says game descriptions, which basically explains what it is, and then it needs to be highlighted in blue so that I can see that this paragraph has been assigned to this style. If I go over here, it needs to be assigned to a style. Now, so far I only have one style here, but you need to have at least two. What I'm gonna do is actually turn this. This is not assigned to a style. It's basic paragraph with a plus symbol, but I'm going to plus meaning that there's something different about it. It's not really basic paragraph style anymore. I've made a change. So what I'm going to do is just add a new style here. Paragraph 1 is the default name, and I'm just going to call it game title. So here is my new paragraph style, and then make sure that it has a font, it has a font style, it has a size that it's set to, leading. Make sure kerning is set to optical because what that does, no, it's such a slight thing to notice, but as a designer you'll notice when it moves the letter spacing around a little bit so that there's not huge gaps between certain letters. Like oftentimes you'll see by default there will be a huge gap between a T and an O, so it kind of tucks that O closer to the T. I think we went over that in class one time, but always just set it to optical because even though the computer doesn't do a perfect job, it's doing a lot of the work for you, so why not? And then also I have this paragraph style set to all caps because I think all caps are make elegant titles, subtitled. And then for tracking, normally tracking is set to 0. And I want to show you what that looks like. All of my letters just move closer together. The problem with, preview, there we go. Preview set to 0. Problem with that is then the letters with all caps, it just seems too tight. So whenever I do all caps, I always up the tracking to at least 100, if not 200. Here, let me show you 200. This is what 200 looks like. Okay, actually, maybe I'll leave it at 200. That looks better. Just so that there's a lot of space between capital letters because they're so big. So they need more space. And then in this case, I don't need to worry about indents. Well, this is actually centered. Okay, so focus on alignment. You don't need to worry about indents if you don't need an indent, or a space after or before a paragraph, because I don't need a space after this paragraph. This is actually in a separate text frame than the hunting description below. So all I need to focus on is the alignment, which is centered. And then I can close that. And now what I need to do is assign all of these to the big game. Make sure they're all assigned to game title. So as I go and do this, they'll all now be consistent. So now they'll all be adjusting to that, right? Like before it was 100 tracking, right? And then if I click on here, it should switch. Oh, it should switch to 200. I don't know why it's not working. Maybe I forgot to change it to 200. We'll see. Go back. Game title. Just double check. Did I change it? No, I changed it to 200. That's interesting. Okay. For some reason, it's not showing up here, but at least the optical's showing up. I have to figure out why that's not working. Whenever I want to show a demonstration, it doesn't always work the way I want it to. But the nice thing about now having these all assigned to a paragraph style, whereas before they weren't, is I can always go and change. Like for example, say I feel like it's too big, it's taking up too much space, I can always drop the size down to 11 so that there's a little bit more space. And they all do it. They all change. That's the beauty of styling. We're going to go over a little bit more of that. So, and I honestly think that's actually too small. So I can do 11.5 if I want to, hit enter. And I think that's ideal. So I'm going to leave it at that. Now to get back to the criteria, so I went over the 2 paragraph styles. So now you have 2 descriptive names for each of them. I specified the font, the style, the leading. Kerning is under optical, and the color, okay, the color is black. I didn't cover that, but anyway, you can go to paragraph styles and choose color and then change it to black or whatever color you want it to be. And then the one other option, indent space after or before, I should actually say or alignment, left aligned, center aligned. That's another option. So just want to make sure you know that there's other options besides the ones in the general section. These are all general paragraph stylings. Okay, there's also, let me show you one more thing before I move on. So if I go here and I double click, okay, first of all, I want to change that style. I'm going to show you where the color is, character color, just to be clear. Okay, it actually is on black. I could change the tint, change it to 50%, so it's kind of like a gray, but I don't think that looks good. In fact, if you're ever going to do gray text, try not to go less than 80. I think 80 is already pretty light. It gets really hard to read. You could do 90. That's a good read right there. But I still like it black because I think it matches my text frames up above. So also keep that in mind. When you use a color, try to use it again to create visual consistency so things look like they go together. It's kind of like designing a room. You want to have, like if you choose a paint color, you want it to also be in the painting too, and like maybe similar colors in the sheets, so everything kind of goes together. There's visual repetition and harmony. Anyway, oh yeah, and I wanted to also show you this one thing. So you can actually do drop caps in here too if you feel like it. You could do a double line drop cap of one character. Look how all of them change so nicely, uniformly. It's really beautiful to use styles. I mean, I just can't get over it. It's how awesome it is. But anyway, I don't want drop caps. I don't have space for them. I have to have space for these pictures that are going underneath. So anyway, this is good enough. So I have my game descriptions and my game title styles. I might even make another one for another page somewhere. We'll see, because he's got, oh yeah, I wanted to show you something else in a minute. Okay, because he's got this insert that has all his pricings and everything, so I might need to show you that as well. I noticed there's like extra returns in here, so I'm going to delete them. Remember to edit with your character, your whatever it's called, the hidden characters turned on so that you can just see what's going on. Yeah, I don't need extra returns. There we go. Okay, so now that that's done, let me show you character styles. Okay, character styles. So character styles, I just wanted one minimum, okay? And you could apply it to 2 or more words in a paragraph, characters, words, okay? So it's really minimal requirement. I just want to know that you know how to make a character style. And what I did was, there's an italicized little line sentence here. Waterfowl and a variety of color-faced fox can also be taken on the hunt. So I italicized that. And so it's basically a line or word, whatever, section of a paragraph that is slightly different from the rest of the paragraph character style. So I did paragraph italics. So when I open this, the only specification is the name of it, first of all, and the fact that under basic character formats, the font style is italic. So basically, the only thing it changes is that it changes whatever it was to italic. And that's it. And that's all you really need to do. I could also go ahead and make it a different color if I wanted to. Could make it pink, but I don't want to. Go back. Oops, not none. Black. Yeah, okay, black. Now that it's black, that means it's always going to be black. Forget, let me see. How do I go back? I want to keep it the same color as whatever the paragraph is. You know what? Maybe I'll just cancel that. Yeah, because I don't necessarily, if I change, because what it is this paragraph style is, it's based on, okay, I want to base it on game descriptions. Okay, never mind. All right, forget I said that. It's already based on the paragraph style that it's in because it's part of this paragraph style. So now all it's going to do is change that to italic. All right, and now 2 more things to cover. So object styles and master pages. So for object styles, I went over that last week, and I basically created these objects so that they would all be the same. I'm going to show you something. I actually created a second page, and I'm going to throw that, a third page, I'm going to throw that away. The new object style. I think, is it here? Oh yeah. Option 1, option 2. Let me throw that away. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you. All right, so under pages, oops. Okay, that's not good. When I throw away an object style, let me go back in time, Control Z. Okay, I had 2 object styles that I was playing with. One had inverted rounded corners and one had regular rounded corners. And so if I decide that I don't like this object style and I throw it away, I actually have to replace it with something. So I'm going to replace it with the other object style, text frame game 1 basically, and hit OK. So that it applies it to that. Otherwise it has nothing to apply it to and it just kind of like left it blank. Just not what I wanted. Okay, so that's something to remember. But what I wanted to show you is this. So I went over object styles last week. So I won't go over it again. I don't want to be redundant here. But I'm going to do something new. So under pages, say I wanted to see what this looked like with a different object style, like I previewed there just a moment ago. I can take this whole page to make a copy of it by dragging it into the new page icon. And now, if I zoom out here, I have on page 2 and 3 the same thing. So I can go ahead and play with page 3 and make it a little different and see if I like it better. So what I did was I did go and change the object corner options to the regular rounded on the bottom. Okay, and then I went ahead and created a new object style. So right now there's a plus frame because I made a change to the regular text frame game options style. And so what I do is if I press create new style and double click on that new style, I can say text frame game 2 and hit OK. And now I can go ahead and apply this new style to all my other objects. Actually, what I'm going to do, I think it's faster if I actually go ahead and select each one by shift clicking, shift click, shift click, shift click, shift click, shift click, and then click on text frame game 2 style. Now they're all different. Now you guys can just tell me, which one do you like better? Do you like the first one with the inverted bevel or inverted rounded corners, or the regular rounded corners? Now this one looks more simple, and I would say that this one looks kind of rustic, cowboy western for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why I get that feeling, but I kind of do like what I had before. So in that case, I can just go to my pages panel and throw page 3 away in the garbage. See, the affected pages contain objects. Delete anyway. Yes, I will delete. And now I can just stick to what I had before. But that's how simple you can create a variation and just experiment and play with object styles. It's very fun, for lack of a better word, for me anyway. Maybe not everyone thinks so. But last but not least, I'm going to go over the last point. One master page. One master page. Okay, so for master pages, generally master pages are used for multi-page documents. We're not talking about a double-sided brochure. We're talking about a magazine or a book, something. Usually master page elements include headers and footers, like in your textbook, chapter 1, chapter 2, page this, page that. It's like the element that repeats on the top of the page and the bottom of the page over and over. It's like the paragraph, the page number always appears in the same place on every single page. Those type of elements are master page elements. And in our situation, for a, for a brochure, you really don't need page numbers. There's not really opportunities for any repeating elements except for, I found one, one use. And so just focus on that. I realized I said graphics, color blocks, banners. Well, I don't think you'll need that, but guides can be very, very useful. And so I'm going to just show you really quick how I incorporated my master page in this project and how it was very helpful. So basically, I don't know if you see this, but there's guides on both of these pages in the same spot. And these guides, well, not this one. Let me delete this guide. Bye-bye. These ones are just for, they're local. I just put them on this one page because I was trying to make sure that my text was lined up with each other. But there's this guide and this guide, and I actually cannot click on them because they don't exist locally on these pages. They actually exist on the master page. And basically, I put them where I know that this brochure is going to be folded, exactly 1/3 of the way into the page on both sides. And so, for example, just so you can see, if I move this guide, it should move on every page. That's the point of master pages, is to create consistency amongst all the pages. Now, I don't want that moved, so I'm going to go back in time, fix that, and then, yeah, anyway, it was very helpful so that I can visually see where my objects need to be centered between each fold, so that I can, instead of looking at this one page, page 2, as one page, it's actually 3 pages when you think about it. This is a page over here. And this is a page. And this is a page. There are 3 pages. So each of the elements need to be centered between those guides. And so I want you guys to go ahead and put guides to mark where the fold is going to be for your brochure. And that's pretty much it. It's really all you need to do for your master. It should just have some guides on it. And then what I did was I also adjusted my margins so that they fit nicely around those guides, which helped me then place all my objects so that they would be evenly centered around between the guides. And that's pretty much it. So if you have any other questions regarding the formatting styles, please, please, please don't hesitate to email me or call me, okay? My number is, where is my number? I think it's over here. Contact instructor. I don't know. No, it's not there. Okay, well, I'll just put it here. I thought I put, oh, you know what? It's on my syllabus. It's on my syllabus to contact me. Anyway, it's 486-1228. 907-486-1228. I'll draw a text frame right here. 907-486-1228. And don't hesitate to call me during my office hours because I will just be sitting in the computer lab trying to help students anyway, which is my job. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm there in the evening from 4 to 8 p.m. Tuesday and Thursday. Okay? All right, let me know. And good luck. I'm really looking forward to seeing your final projects. Whoops.